My name is January Donovan. I'm the founder of the Woman School. And in this short video, I'm going to share with you three things. Number one, I'm going to walk you through what the Woman School is, what's our purpose, and what's our mission and our vision. Why do we need a school for women? Number two, I'm going to walk you through why women today are so unfulfilled and unsatisfied with their life. Why is there a lot of loneliness and restlessness and overwhelm? And number three, I'm going to share with you what our mentor model is. So let's begin. I'm going to take you through when I was 21 years old, and it was a clear vision in my heart that said, we need a school that teaches women how to be a woman. Now, that sounded nutty to me, but today it seems as though it's actually something that is necessary. Think about it. Where do you go to learn how to be a woman? How to manage your mind, your emotion, how to find the right person, how to find the right career path for you, how to write friendship, how to become a better friend, how to manage your mind, your emotion, how to develop quality friendship, how to build ordered wealth that's not about just hoarding, how to be generous, how to create a home, an environment, how to manage your home, manage your emotion, all these things that are foundational to allowing us to flourish as women. And so that dream that was placed in my heart was so clear, and primarily because I did not know how. I really suffered anxiety and stress and overwhelm so much because I just didn't know how. I didn't have the right skills to help me make the most and the best decisions for my life, help me to create quality relationships, help me to actually endure the challenges that were in my life so that I don't become a victim to the circumstances that are beyond my control. Now, take even further, when I was in college, because I was in the lowest time in my life, I met a mentor named Elena where, met with her the first week of first month of school. And I remember meeting her for the first time and she said, January, what kind of a woman do you want to be? And I remember talking to her and said, Elena, you don't have a choice. She was kind of a mentor to all the different women on campus. And she said, yes, you do. Let's design you. And for 3.5 years, I met with her almost every single month, except for the summer. And she worked backwards on, you want to be a woman that's kind, you want a woman that's organized, you want to be somebody that's healthy. Let's then give you the mindset and skill set necessary to become that woman. I was so wounded that I showed up, with my back-to-back paper every single month and gave her my homework. It changed my life so much that I said every woman needs to have, it needs to have access to mentorship because we can't do it alone. And she changed my life so much that I am a mom of eight, and it's the easiest thing that I get to do is to become a mom of eight. And I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying that to impress upon you that the training I received from her changed my life. So fast forward, 6, 7 years ago, it was so clear to me that the fastest way to actually influence culture is to actually create an infrastructure. And so we launched our school, and our launch was this one signature class called the New Woman Masterclass. It wasn't called New Woman Dan, it was called The Art of Being a Woman. But this one class was so revolutionary that it took us from 0 to 40 plus countries in under 3 years with thousands of students across the globe. Why? Because of very, I would say, concrete reasons. Number one, it was based on objective truth. There's a lot of fluff out there, a lot of women's empowerment, a lot of, whatever you think, whatever you feel. But because it's rooted in objective truth, women can have access not just on what they want to do, but what they ought to do. And I think that's important in our culture today, where we can't even define what a woman is. Number two, it was deeply rooted in practical mindset and scale-based training. So much of what we offer in our what we call the New Woman Masterclass is hundreds of skills on how to navigate, how to become grateful when things don't work out, how to manage your tonality, how to pivot in a conversation, how to communicate your boundaries effectively, how to say no to yourself, how to build a morning routine, evening routine, how to prioritize, how to delegate, how to say no to yourself, how to dream, how to extract the desires of your heart, how to study the desires of your heart. These are non-negotiable skills that allow a woman to live a life that is fulfilling, that is flourishing, and that's also allows her to fulfill her God-given purpose. Because you could want to be a good mom, you could want to write a book, you could want to have that marriage, you could want to fulfill, be a CEO, build a business, a nurse, a teacher, but you don't know some of the most basic foundational skills for you to actually not be on survival mode, but to thrive, you could feel as though life is just a perpetual hardship and restlessness and anxiety, which is so much of women today. They're overwhelmed simply because they're underskilled. And so our foundational course, the New Woman Masterclass, gives you hundreds of skills that really has been 25 years in the making, that basically takes all these information and puts it into bite-sized pieces so that it's so practical. Every woman needs it and every woman can use it. Our students are, from 16, actually some are younger than that. Mom kind of translates some of our courses all the way up to 80. And it's so revolutionary simply because it's based on real practical tools. It's not sort of this, okay, that's great, let's dream. How do you dream? We give you the distinction between dreaming and goal setting. We give you the blueprint that is so integrated that instead of you reading thousands of books, I've done that for you, and then extracting it, we've given that to you. It's based on creating scripts and skills and strategies that would fast track your capacity to flourish in every arena of your life. Number three, it's also based on the integrated version of the woman. What do I mean by that? It's not just focusing on your health or your mental health or your wealth or your family. We have to start looking at the integrated woman. So in the woman school, we train you not based on sort of this wealth, so this friendship. It's really the whole version of the woman. Why? Because if you're not happy with your career, it's going to impact your family life. And if you're not happy with who you are as a woman, it's going to impact the way you show up in your relationships, your marriage, your friendship. So we have to start treating the whole woman as a whole and not parts of a whole. So our course, the New One Masterclass, gives you the first half of the course, gives you foundational mindset and skills that helps you understand your unconditional worth, and it helps you understand how your brain is actually designed, and it helps you to it gives you evidence of your unique ability. And then the second half of the class, we talk about your self-image, your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health, because they're all integrated. Your thoughts impact your emotion impacts your physiology, and your physiology impacts your spiritual receptivity. We talk about your friendships. What kind of friendships should, that fulfills your capacity to become who you were created to be, that helps you grow and aspire for your dreams, but it's also going to be there for you. Your intimacy, which means that special person that's reserved and has earned the right to be in that most sacred space of yours. Maybe it's a boyfriend, maybe obviously it's a spouse. And so thinking about how do you develop that relationship? How do you develop and cultivate a thriving marriage where you understand effective communication skills, pivoting skills, holding somebody accountable? These are crucial in any relationships. And we don't have training even how to find the right person for us. And yet we have to, we have this high ideals of being in a relationship where we are in love and happy. And yet the foundational training is missing. I always tell women, I'm like, if you get married and you don't understand that the basic element of a communication is 7% words, 38% tonality, and 55% body language, it's going to be a really struggling communication for your, as couples. And it's such a struggle right now for couples, and then put on family and kids and finance. I mean, these are just foundational. So you're going to learn that, and also your contribution. Why? Because women have a voice in all facets of society. Voice meaning that we have something to contribute that's good. And so we want women to also not compromise the most important things. We want to know how to maximize our purpose, what we know our purpose of the season, our dream of the season. We want to know how to integrate our call at home to become mothers, if a lot of them are, but also not compromise our work, and vice versa. Because sometimes we are staying at home and we're so overwhelmed, we're so stressed that we compromise our capacity also to bring value to society, but we were created for it. There's something that we were created for that's uniquely for us that no other woman can fulfill. And so what we want to do is give women tools to usher her to fulfill her unique and irreplaceable purpose that God placed in our heart. Our external environment, our home, our office, our neighborhood influences our interior environment, our peace of mind, our joy. And so what we want is to learn how to create a space of beauty, space of order. How do we do that? I teach my children to clean the island and time themselves, right? Why? Because we don't have all day. We need to learn how to clean the kitchen in 15 minutes or 10 minutes, not half an hour, not an hour, to know how to, time yourself to clean the island, how to create order in our space. because order is evidence of God, and how to create beauty, how to nurture, because as women, it's part of our nature that makes us so uniquely women is our capacity to nurture. And how do we do that in our environment? Our wealth, as we define it, it's an abundance of your time, treasure, and talent. How do you maximize your time? How do you honor your time so you're not always in this hurry or there's never enough time? How do you use your resources to live a life of generosity that fulfills not just your purpose, but also helps other people fulfill their purpose, to live a life of contribution and meaning, to maximize your talents, to develop them for the sole purpose of bringing value to humanity, to bring forth truth, beauty, and goodness? And then your family. How do you raise disciplined children? How do you become the mom that's not steeped in guilt and shame and frustration? And now it's becoming generational anxiety, generational conflict, generational comparison and competition. We want to equip mothers to become inspiration to their children or family. So this is what the new Woman Masterclass teaches. This is what the course teaches. Now, I'm going to move into the second part, which is why are so many women unfulfilled today? Well, where do you go to learn these skills? And these are non-negotiable skills. And so we're unfulfilled because we can't be satisfied because we don't have the tools to actually fulfill the universal desires of our heart. What I mean, universal desire, every woman wants to be confident. Confident comes from competence, knowing how to do things well. You become a confident speaker when you know how to be competent in all the different micro skills of becoming a speaker, right? So you want to have a beautiful, relationship, friendship, marriage. You want to have a peaceful home. You want to be healthy, have optimal energy. You want to have more than enough to give in your wealth. You want to have a family that's united. Well, you could want that. But women are unfulfilled because they just don't have the how, the practical tools, which is what we offer in the women's school. And secondly, I think that the demands of womanhood today is so great. We have a culture that doesn't honor the value of our peace of mind. And so we're pulled from every different direction. Society has dramatically shifted. It's loud, it's noisy, and we don't have space to process. We don't even have the skills to process, to know what we're feeling, why we're feeling this, what we should do, extract the desires of our heart. And so really women are unfulfilled today because we don't even know who we are and we are being pulled from all different directions. Last, women are unfulfilled today because their value of women is based on external things. What we call in the women's school our poisonous P. Our metric is based on the fact that what makes us more important in the world is our perfect body, power, our prestige, our possession, our houses, our purses, whatever that is, and our popularity. It poisons our unconditional worth. Why? Because every woman is uniquely created. You're irreplaceable. Your unique set of DNA in this moment in time, in this history with your experience, your parents, your situation makes you an irreplaceable, unrepeatable human being. But we doubt that because we're told by society that what makes us more important is that we look a certain way, that we have the money, the fame, and the fortune. We have to start defining and redefining what makes a woman beautiful, what makes her actually important. And what makes a woman important is simply because she is born in this world. And we give you evidence of your value. That's what we teach in the women's school. And so that's why so many women today are unsatisfied because they don't have tools. The world has dramatically changed and they're pulled from every different direction. And we really simply don't know our value. Okay. And so I'm going to move into this mentorship role. This is why it's so exciting for me. So a little bit of history of the women's school is that when we started our school, I'm a teacher. I've created, training after training, practical life training for women for 25 years. Now, what happened is that when I started that course and I launched it to the world, women who were taking this said, January, we have to share this to the world. How can we do it? And so now we said, okay, great. We'll teach you how to do. We'll show you how to build a business around it. So we built a business certification so they can use our course then to share it to the rest of the world, which really is the reason why we went to 40 countries so fast because of the business model of just sharing it. Right. And so that's what happened. And then said, January, we really want to become certified coaches. We want to be better coaches. We want to learn how to draw women out. So we created a certification for them and allow them to be able to really go deep with women. And it was so beautiful because women were just having incredible transformation. Now, our students are women from all ages, doctors, lawyers, professors. We have doctors that use our course. We have counselors and psychologists and psychiatrists and therapists that use our training because of the skill-based training that we offer. And so this course really just kind of the reason why it's blew up and went till kind of skyrocketed so fast was because of the radical transformation that was happening not only with the women, but it was in their family. And so That's really been the model for us. However, this new mentor program came about because there were women out there and saying, January, I don't necessarily want to build a business. I don't have a lot of time. I don't really want a coaching certification, but I really want to do something meaningful in the world. And I really want to be able to bring women together. So, this is the mentor program. So, what is the mentor program? It's for women who want to build a community using our new Woman Masterclass to build a community of women studying and growing together. So essentially, you will become sort of a hub, sitting on the hill of saying, let's grow together, let's study together. Here's why. Today, women are lonely. There's a deep isolation crisis that we have now declared loneliness an international epidemic. And so there are women out there, and you feel like, January, I want to be part of the solution. I want to be part of the solution that brings women together into community, but not just coming together for the sake of coming together for the sake of growing and studying together. So it's not based on fluff. You're coming together and you're growing together. How does it work? If you sign up for our mentor program, you will be given access to the new One Masterclass. And then we walk you through a very simple 5-step process to start inviting women into your community. Hey, Mary, hey, Susan, come join me. I've got a mentor group where we're building a community of women that's supporting each other, but also we're learning and growing together. We're helping each other discover the dream of the season, to extract our purpose. And so we're just supporting each other in a very deep level and nourishing each other. Would you like to join us? So now you as a mentor is just building starts with 5 women and 7 women and 10 women. And then all of a sudden, in 6 months, you have all these women, and all you're doing is growing together. You're filling the gap in our culture of loneliness, but also of lack of depth, because you're using the new Women Masterclass that is revolutionary in its capacity to really create interior radical transformation from the inside out. It's a proven model. Thousands of women are using it for all over the world, all over for profession, and it's truly the most integrated course you'll ever use. And so when you bring women together, you have something that you know is going to change them forever. So how does that work? We say, you know what? Come join us. You invite women in the group. And our suggestion is that every other week you meet with women. They watch the masterclass on their own. They do it in their own time. They do it in the shower. They do it in the car on your own. But for an hour every other week, you're meeting and you're processing the class together. You're going deep together. And that's it. You're just galvanizing women to grow and study together. And it's about an hour and a half of commitment every other week. Come together. Most women do it on Zoom. A lot of women now are choosing live because they realize people want to get together. It's really your choice, but you keep bringing women in and bringing your community and building your community. And so it's essentially you watch the class on your own, and then every other week you just meet. So you're bringing those women together. But I think what's really so revolutionary about it is that we are solving a problem in our culture where women don't know how to be a woman. We don't have the mindset and skill set training that we need to flourish in every arena of our life. And so you get to be part of the solution that's creating a new movement of women that's not this woman who has no freedom, that doesn't have a voice, but also not the woman who's, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, no limits. We are now in this time in history where we're saying, you know what, I'm done with that. I'm done with this idea that two radical extremes. I want to be that woman who understands interior freedom, the freedom to choose what we ought, the freedom to choose our highest and best self. And I think the world is ready for it. There's such a void right now, and we are ready for us to introduce this new kind of woman. And so we're looking for women who want to galvanize the community of women and mentor them and study right alongside them and lead them along to help them develop the right mindset and skill set. I think that this is how we solve the crisis in our culture. We're not going to solve it through politics. We're not going to solve it through, Hollywood. We're not going to solve it through Hollywood. We're going to solve the Hollywood problem. We're going to solve the politics problem one woman at a time, one formed woman at a time. It's the formation of the human person. And so I'm going to invite you, if you feel called to build a community, then join us. This is for moms who are busy. This is for empty nesters who feel like they want to also learn and grow to figure out what their purpose is. This is for women who already have existing business and perhaps want to use this masterclass to bring in more women together, women that are writing a book and say, I want to build my community, women are coaches and say, I want to sort of build my community of women. It's really for anyone who feels called to be able to build a city in the hill, be that galvanizer, bring women together and develop a community that allows women to grow together and study together. So if this is you, I want to invite you to book a call, learn more about how you can also make money doing this. It's not only is going to change the world and revolutionize society and really become a solution for the crisis of womanhood today. But you also can do so by also providing and creating an income that supports your family. We've created a very lucrative model for you, and it's not a model that's not sustainable. It's a model where you are able to do this for 2 hours every single week, and just keep inviting woman after woman. So it's a model that allows you to do mentorship and feed the women around you while you're also growing without the investment of so much time of learning how to be a certified coach, learning how to invest so much time and energy. But at the same time, you are also receiving your financial reward that could help support your family, your friends, or perhaps your passion project or support your purpose. And so if this resonates with you, come join me. I truly believe that the solution to our crisis right now is to build communities of women that are studying together and growing together so that we can become who we're created to be, fulfill our irreplaceable and unique purpose for such a time as this, and that we can then redeem what it means to be a woman in this particular moment where I believe we're at the cusp of something great. It is time for us to take ownership and who we are and become who we're created to be. And ultimately, it is when we come into community and flourish and become who we're created to be that we ultimately change society. But we're not going to change it by talking about. We're going to change it one woman at a time. And that your goal is to build that city in the hill. So join us, join this new movement for this new kind of woman. So let's together build our culture one woman at a time, beginning with you, as you become that vessel that brings in women together and become that salt of the earth, that light, and share your contribution and bring value to society. My name is January Donovan, founder of the Women's School, and I'm so excited to bring this mission into the world because now is a time more than ever. You and I were created for such a time as this, a time where we have to introduce a new model of women that's going to rebuild culture and bring forth truth, beauty, and goodness.